interviewed you, I asked about how you handle pressure in the national pageant. This time around, you are going to Cambodia. What do you have in store to offer on the table when you arrive in Cambodia?
I love that question. Thank you so much. I think last time you asked me how I handle pressure. I would say that my life has given me enough challenges to understand that diamonds are truly made under pressure. It is pressure that's allowed me to come up with my finest work. I'm lucky enough to work with people with such high standards. And to meet the challenge to meet their expectations is, I believe, what is the biggest opportunity that I have to create that opportunity and then to fill in, to see. It's an opportunity to believe in myself, to see what I have and what can I do with it. And there's one person that I'd really like to thank for encouraging me and pushing me to tell my story, even the things that I thought people would not like or would not be able to relate to. This man, which without I wouldn't be here today with a crown, this man has believed in me since the day that I stepped off the Miss World stage. I thought I had broken all my dreams, and yet in the 2 years that I have worked with him, Sir Arnold has never failed to believe in me. He's always pushed me that one step forward. Yeah, so thank you, Sir Arnold, and my entire ALV Talents family. Without saying too much, I will say that now more than ever, I am more myself. Like you taught me, not to be scared, not to be afraid, not to edit, not to shrink myself into a version of perfect that I think others would believe. So now I will tell my story in its entirety, because I believe that my story in some way, shape or form reflects the struggles and the trials and tribulations of every Filipino. We may talk about all the other different problems that face the world, but the truth is, we don't talk about our identity enough as a people, living in an archipelago, separated and connected by the waters and islands that give us life. So I think that's something you have to look forward to, the story of the Filipinos. And I hope that answers your questions. Yeah.
I'm Tristan Francisco from the Philippine Pageantry. First, bienvenido, Señorita Valentina and Señorito Alexander. Senyor Alexander, mabuhay and welcome to the Philippines. With your last word, with the last question asked to you by Senyor J. Patao, how would you describe, or what is a universal woman? Because this is the first time that we're going to have a representative. So, can you tell us about the requirements, the qualifications? What or how should a universal woman be? Is she a natural woman? Can she be married? Does she have an age limitations, etc.?
The requirements for universal woman were very different last year. Now this year, other platforms have decided to implement those changes as well. We're looking for women between the ages of 22 and 45 years old. They can be married, divorced, they can be mothered. We accept transgender women as well. We do not require them to have previous experience in other pageants. What we are looking for truly is a person that wants to share her story, who has made the decision to be true to herself and show that essence to the world, a person who understands the power that a crown gives you and the sash gives you, and chooses to utilize that power to share important messages. A person who wants to be a spokesperson for different social causes, and of course for all of the sponsors who make Universal Woman possible.
Okay, and that's it changes as you have mentioned because of the other pageants. Is that what you're saying?
No. Actually, since the beginning, which was last year, our first edition, those have been the requirements. So nothing has changed. Those have been the requirements since day one.
Yes, and it would be a great honor for the Philippines to follow after Venezuela in becoming the second universal woman. Would that be okay, Senor Alexander?
Well, I know that would be incredible,
That would be
especially for the
incredible, yes.
fans, because we're like sisters in the pageantry world. I feel like how Alexander was saying, and I feel the same way since we landed this morning. I have felt at home, even though I had never been here before, but I think it's because we feel,
We feel for our family.
yeah, we feel
So it's okay
close.
to just give the
Absolutely.
crown to your new sister.
Oh my goodness. The important thing is always going to be that she does an excellent job, which
She will.
we're sure she will. And just make the jury fall in love with you. Arnold and Alexander have been judges in many different pageants, and they understand how it works and what they look for.
Very recently, a very controversial international pageant has been making the media rounds with regards to integrity, scandal, and also things that would define what real pageantry is. So, where do you stand on this?
Cada quien, cada ser humano, todos los seres humanos, todos los que estamos acá,
Every human being, everybody in this room makes mistakes.
levante la mano la persona que ha cometido.
Raise your hand if you've never made a mistake in your life. I don't think any of us can.
No major mistake.
You know? So,
Entonces hay que apoyar, hay que seguir apoyando las cosas positivas.
we have to continue supporting the positive things that pageantry and other pageants and platforms are doing.
Vamos a aprender de las cosas negativas,
Let's learn from those mistakes and from those negative experiences,
no para ser el mejor,
not to be the best,
para dar lo mejor de ti.
but to give our best.
Wow. Very well said. And thank you for that answer. Question for Miss Maria Gigante. Yes. And as you were asked by Mr. Pato about what you're going to bring on the table, but if and when you become the second universal woman, how are you going to elevate the pageant, the title, and the world of pageantry with regards to what's been happening around us now?
I think that simply continuing to exist is the perfect testament to the values that Universal Woman upholds. As long as there is a pageant that exists and advocates true and genuine inclusivity, and then we can believe that the world is truly a diverse place. This pageant, I did not hesitate at all. I've been asked by people close to me, why did you not ask for my advice when I was offered an appointment? Because I did not hesitate. I have the values that are represented by Universal Woman are the values that I have held close to my heart. And if I have ever hesitated to do anything in life, it is because I did not see those values represented. So the moment I saw what Universal Woman was all about, saw Valentina, there was really no more deliberating to be done. This is what I want to do. I believe this is the path. This is the way to truly empower other women. My entire stint in pageantry is dedicating to pulling other women up. And I do completely agree that we should learn from the mistakes of others and ourselves. I myself am not perfect, and we all know that, right? Exactly. So let's support and even push the boundaries further of what inclusivity can continue to become with Universal Woman. Thank you.
That is your Universal Woman 2024. My last question would be for Mr. Arnold Vegafria. It's mentioned that transgenders are welcome to join Universal Woman. What will be your policy regarding this? Are you going to allow trans Pinays to join Universal Woman in the future?
Of course, as part of the requirements of Universal Women. So this is a good platform to all transgender who wants to join. And this is a very prestigious pageant. And you know, the people behind here are the respected people in the pageant industry. One of them is Alex. Everyone knows in the pageant industry, Alex Gonzalez and Antonio Antonio Salazar. He is one of the respected people in the pageant, and of course Carolina, the chairman of the Universal Woman. So I believe the people behind it, and I believe this is their second year. That's why a lot of national directors from different pageants are really joining now. As a matter of fact, they started with 20s, now more than 68, turning to 70 who's joining for Universal Woman this coming next month in Cambodia. So it's like the people who are behind it. You have to believe who are the people behind it. You have to believe with their advocacies. You have to believe of what they really want, what kind of woman that they want to represent for their organization. And I believe that this organization will go places because the people behind it and their advocacy is far different from the others.
Wow. That's a very good answer, sir. Regarding your allowing trans Pinays to join Universal Women Philippines, will you be requiring them to have legal documentation of their new gender, or is it okay for them to have their unchanged gender, their original documents, as long as they're genuine trans Pinays?
There is no such thing as the requirement. It's just as long as you are a transgender or trans woman, even you don't have the papers, that you are legit trans woman or a change of, as long as you represent, that like anyone,
Yes.
a trans woman who wants to be, who has the dream to become a beauty queen. So I think this is their platform that they can join and be part, and they can be a winner. Even you are a married woman, you can be a winner. So there is no such thing as, definitely, as long as you qualify to be a winner, you can become a universal woman.
Wow, so that's a big news for our trans Pinay beauty queens or want to be beauty queens. As a last question, you win some, you lose some. What can you say about the rigodon of franchises in Philippine pageantry?
Based on my experience, I dropped some. I dropped two crowns. It's that.
Yes.
Yeah, it's my personal opinion. I mean, I have to choose. Yeah, I cannot.
Hindi na ba mainit? Kasi drain up mo na eh.
It's not that. The reason why I dropped some crowns is because number one, of course, your relationship with the organization. You have to maintain a very good relationship because it's like a family. What you said. If you're a national director, you have to have a good relationship with the main organization, with the international organization, because you have the same line of work and you have the same concept and you have the same advocacies. You have to believe also with their advocacy that they are really implementing their advocacies and their, and I can feel that I have to choose the best. Even it's just new, even it's just a new organization, but I know they started also with new. They just also started with a new organization. But this one, let's give chance. Who are people that I know I can work with, that I can promote my candidate, that I can promote the organization in our country. And I believe also that they have to have a good advocacy. They have to have a charitable persona. And it's not only just a show or a glam or just to make money. I want to have an organization who has a big heart. So who's willing to help, not only will be the voice of the organization. And that's why sometimes you really have to choose which is the best for your national organization.
So you're like having more space for bigger pageants, parang ganun.
Yes.
Thank you and welcome to the Philippines.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Franz Ivan from Mars, France. First of all, I'd just like to welcome Valentina and Sir Alexander here in the Philippines. As we say, it's more fun in the Philippines. And now it's Love Philippines. So, Valentina, my question to you is, if I am a 13-year-old girl who happens to meet a universal woman, what would be your definition of a universal woman queen?
I think a universal woman is a role model that we as parents would want our kids, our little girls to have, but also a role model that they know they can become